Hello, 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 everybody. What's going down? Today is Monday, June 19th, 2023. I'm glad that you are here today. I'm going to wait for a minute for those that are coming in to get their notifications. Happy Juneteenth to you. How are you doing on this wonderful, wonderful day of freedom? Freedom. Listen, in commemoration of that day, I decided to do a dual broadcast again. So I'm over here on YouTube and Instagram. What's happening to all the people that are rolling in? I'm so grateful that you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You do not see me doing too many lives on IG, and no, I don't save them at all. But every now and again, I like to come on here to let you know that a sister is over on YouTube. Please join our family over there, Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. I'd appreciate that thing. You can access it by clicking the link in the bio if you'd like. Oh, I'm sorry, Mystic. You want me to open the door? Push it, push the door. She'll be okay. Sorry, I just went into mama mode. In any case, if you want to go over to YouTube, Sonja Marie's Word Life Astrology page. There you go, baby. Word Life Astrology page is the link and the channel. All right. Come on through. I'd appreciate it if you do. Hey, what's going on to everybody over here in YouTube? What's happening? I'm so glad you're here. Tatiana is rolling in. Irene Schaefer is here. What's up, Jessica? Miss Limitless. What's up, Sweet Tea? And Medea, that's Sweet Virgo. I'm so glad that you are here. And thank you for your awesome messages. They are always, always on time. Never, never, never a bother. Much love to you, sweetie pie. Before we roll on into this thing and do what it is that we do, I just want to give you a syllabus of sorts just to let you know what we're going to talk about. I'm going to ramble and I'm going to give you a little downloads and what it is that comes through, but I'm also going to talk about astrologically speaking what the week has for us this week. And then I'm going to do a couple of sample readings based on your rising, your moon, and your sun sign. So if you know your rising or your moon or your sun sign, I'll take probably one from Instagram and one from YouTube, depending on how this thing goes, because sometimes a girl gets hot, like energetically hot and ready, and I may do more. So come on through, come on through, come on through. If you want this particular sample read, if you don't know your sun, your moon, and your rising, there is a way to find out. I always utilize the website Astrolab, but you can access it by putting in ALABE.com. That's ALABE.com, right? Have your time, your date, and your place of birth. I love this particular website because they give you a synopsis of your particular chart. A lot of websites just give you the chart and then you're looking at it like it's goddamn Mandarin or something. You can't understand what the heck it's saying. So they give you just a little snapshot of what the chart actually means. ALABE.com. Go and check it out and give me your sun, your moon, and your rise, and possibly maybe you'll get a sample read. All right. I honestly want to take a moment, if I haven't already, because I'd like to do that, to say thank y'all. Thank you for coming on through. Thank you for seeing this recording later after the fact. I appreciate that on YouTube. I appreciate any thumbs up that you can give me to let, whatchamacallit, to let YouTube know that I'm doing my job. I'd appreciate that. That is absolutely accepted, respected. Ooh, my brain just went on a crazy fart or whatever. In any case, share the video. If you like what you hear and you want to share it, do that. But if you also like to donate to my channel, donate to my life, donate to my energy that I put out, I'd appreciate that too. There's a Venmo and a PayPal and a Cash app link right here on the bottom of YouTube. Y'all can go over to YouTube and check it out. And I don't know why I'm going these daggone brain farts. And help a sister out. I appreciate that. Okay, let me go forward because I feel that there's a lot of information that wants to come through. So let's go ahead and start. Today is Juneteenth. And I always feel some kind of way. Happy Juneteenth to you. Happy Juneteenth to you, your mother, your grandpapa, your daddy, your children, everybody that you know and love. I always feel a particular way about, in quotes, African American Black holidays. And when and don't get me wrong, everybody out there, if you want to come to me with judgment, do that, but do it in a nice way. Let's talk about this thing. But let me tell you why I feel the way I feel, because oftentimes I think that they placate us with holidays to commemorate us. It's almost like beating your ass, literally, and then saying sorry for it with all of this all of like, yeah, we abused you, but now we celebrate you and thank you for all your music and your food and your big booties and your dope ass vernacular and poetry and blah 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 and sweet inventions and all of that. So I like to put my own spin on it and say that the freedom in which they did not receive on June 19th, even though it is a commemoration of some sorts in the law books and in the goddamn history books, um, uh, the freedom that they really taught us, in my opinion, is to be free of mind, of heart, of body, and soul. It absolutely parlays into what I want to talk about this week. So hold on tight. If you're not used to Sonja Marie, know there's always a method to my madness and my sadness and my peace and all of that shit that makes me pop like grease. The thing is that the freedom, and I believe, in which they wanted us to see. This is just my perspective. It's my channel. In which they wanted us to see is have freedom of heart, freedom of soul, freedom to be who we are, freedom to, yes, walk this unknown land in a way in which we don't necessarily know where we're going over every mountain and stream and highway and byway. But at the same time, we are free. We are free in a space in which we connect with those that went before us, and we are free to hear them. We are free to be led by our hearts. We are free to create our own steps, to invent our own lives, to rely on our own breath. We are free, not because they said so. That's my little preaching moment. And it brings me to the astrological point of it all, is that Cancer energy teaches a big part of some sort, kind of that freedom. We are going into Cancer season this Wednesday, y'all. And when I get to Wednesday in this rundown, I tell you what I feel about Cancer energy. But real quick, Cancer brings the freedom of the heart. And because we're about to go into Cancer season, right? Regardless, Lord of mercy, regardless of a Senevos, regardless of your sign, your sun sign, and who you are. Whatever season that we're in, I have to remind y'all of this in case you're newbies. Whatever season we are in, you get some of that on you. You get what I'm saying? Whether you reject it, understand it, absorb it, utilize it, fight against it, whatever you want to do, is still doing its best to get on you, because that's the season that we're in. It's like going outside and trying to miss the wind. You can't do that thing. You can't do that thing. If you go outside and try to miss the wind, you dodging the wind. So we're about to go into Cancer season. I'm explain to you, Ricky, in a minute. In a real hot minute. Let's talk about what's going down right now. Medea, that's your rising sign? I didn't remember that. I know you got Scorpio in there somewhere, but Cancer's your rising. All right, what's happening to the people over on Instagram? If you like, please join our family, which I lovingly call the village, over on YouTube, Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. All right? Oh, also, if you want to ask a question, some clarity of sorts, please put a question mark in front of the sentence and behind the sentence, like you do in Espanol. Okay, I'd appreciate that. Today, Monday, there's only one aspect going down that I think is absolutely gorgeous, right? Today, the moon is in Cancer. Wait, hold on. Did I say Cancer? We're going into Cancer season and we're starting off the moon in Cancer. Come on now. The feels are going before the actual shine. Ain't that a beautiful thing? When the feels can go before the shine, it's almost like an aroma. I'm a poet. It's almost like an aroma that comes at you, right? And I feel a certain way. I think I want to get this on me. I think I want to interpret this way. I think I want to express and understand this way. And then all of a sudden, here comes the sun, the season blasting on through. So here's my real quick understanding of this moon in Cancer as it pertains to Cancer season coming. I do my best to try to teach in different ways, right? So the moon says, again, get the feeling on you. The moon says relate to karmic information that might have to do with that sign. The moon says pay attention to the women, pay attention to your mother, pay attention to the women that are around you with this particular vibration. So if we are going out in the world and we're feeling this Cancer energy get on us, almost like antennas on the crabs, you dig? Like going out into the world, intuiting, feeling, connecting with what? With our family, with emotions, with being nurturing, with patriotic being patriotic. Let me just say that. Being patriotic. And being patriotic can be for the country, boom. Or it can be for your little neighborhood. It can be for your community. It can be for your city, for your family, for that matter. It's a grouping of sorts, right? So Cancer puts that energy out there right now in the fields, in the moon, in the vibration of it. So when Wednesday comes along and we're stepping into Cancer season, then we can embody it. Did that make sense to anybody? Yes, y'all. You like the way I teach? If not, it's okay. You'll get it on you in a minute. You'll get it on you. Thank you for YouTube. Thank you for all the beautiful people over on YouTube, my village. I'm in song mode today, y'all. I can't help it. I can't help it. So today with the moon in Cancer, yes, a little emotional. You may feel like you want to eat. Good God, y'all. Squirrel. I was sitting there watching this damn TV show yesterday. All this soul food, all the soul food, all the soul food in the world. All of a sudden, I was like, I want some goddamn soul food. I wasn't even hungry. That Cancer energy got up on me. You know, Cancer and Taurus are both the foodies of the zodiac. I went out and got way too much to eat, to be quite honest with you. Had that bellyache kind of fullness kind of thing, but I was satisfied. The Cancer, the greedy in me was satisfied. So watch out for that. Just watch out. Take a good dump afterwards. But watch out for the food, for the vibration of not gluttony, but wanting to satiate your emotions due to consuming too much food. That's really the backline of that joint right there. You dig what I'm saying? Cancer energy is also about creating safe places. You know what I mean? So the moon is ushering all of that in for us. Yo, get it on you. Understand what Cancer energy is really all about, especially as it goes in the moon, because it's regulating our feelings and our expression, how we respond to things. You dig? Welcome for all those coming on Instagram. I never do. That's a lie. That's a straight up lie. I randomly do lives on Instagram to let y'all know that a sister's alive. And for you to come on over to YouTube and join our village, please, and very please, at Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. You'll get the gist of this thing if you stick on in here. I'd appreciate that. So today, the one and only aspect, beside the fact that the moon is in Cancer, begging us to connect with our mom energy, if not the mother in you, probably the mother in someone else, or your mama. You got something to say to your mama? Moon in Cancer always ushers that thing. Jupiter is also sextile in Saturn. That's what I was about to say. That feels good for me today. You know why? You know why? Jay Walker said he gained 6 pounds. Time to detox in one day, Jay Walker. The thing about the reason why I love Jupiter and Saturn coming together today is because Jupiter has to do everything with, and this is reiteration for all those in the village, but at the same time, it's always good to repeat. Jupiter's that Skittles planet, the bigness. The Jupiter is the rewards, the awards, the opportunity, spirituality. Jupiter is about optimism. Jupiter is about travel and adventure, so to speak, right? Jupiter is huge. It's magnanimous. It just comes in and sometimes it's way too much, though. You got to really be careful on how Jupiter comes at you, because I like to sometimes give an example about Jupiter's energy being like water coming out of a faucet. Sometimes it just comes on too much, so much. You may not recognize that you're wasting energy or you're wasting the water. And it's like you're not utilizing what's coming at you. And some people may say, well, that's kind of good, right? Well, is it good to waste? I'm not sure about that, especially when someone else can utilize it. Is it good to throw away food from the restaurant when you got homeless people on the street? Even though the reason why they stopped giving food to people on the street from restaurants is because a homeless person sued somebody. But that's a squirrel. Anyway, the point of the matter is that Jupiter can be too much. So cuidado, be careful of that. But when it hooks up harmoniously with Saturn being the planet of hardships, Saturn being a planet of fear, of lessons learned, Saturn being the planet of your dad, and dad shit that comes up and about that needs to be reconfigured and learned for your incarnation. Saturn is about boundaries, is about restrictions. You dig what I'm saying? When they come together, Jupiter and Saturn, in a really, really harmonious way, oh, sweat. It's like grandpa. It's like the most serious grandpa being Saturn, who looks kind of good though. Grandpa that smells good and has a nice tie and a white crisp shirt and just is the coolest as shit, but he's serious about his, right? It's like grandpa and the fly ass grandma that has all the jewelry and all the fun and all the sweets that you can eat when you come to her house. It's about them coming together and utilizing each other to bring about the best situation possible. That's an awesome partnership. Don't y'all think so? Yes, y'all. Now let me go further. The thing about it is because if we can discipline the Skittles coming through, if we can take all the opportunities that we have and apply them seriously where we need to be, this being Saturn, this being Jupiter, rewind selector on this video if you didn't get my little visual here. The bottom line is that when they come together, they're able to bring the best out of each other. Thank you, Madre Tierra 13. I appreciate that. It may be the lighting. She says I look good. I appreciate you. You get what I'm saying? Isn't that awesome? So today, if you find yourself in that space, again, the analogy is having way too much of something. How can you distribute that food to the homeless? How can you distribute the goodness that you have today, the opportunities that you have today in a way in which people need it? How can you take your own courage, your own optimism, your money, your coin, your spiritual prowess, and give it to somebody or something that may need it, that may be able to utilize and or compartmentalize it in a way they can stuff it in the back, they can stuff it in their pocket and use it when they need to? That's Saturn. Does this make sense, everybody? It's a good analogy. Thank you, Medea. I appreciate that. I am the queen. I should say this, honestly. I kind of checked myself quietly the other day. Squirrel, I was talking to my mom, and I said, I'm not the queen of analogy. She is. My mother got analogies up the wazoo. So I guess I'm like second in command. So I appreciate that. I get them from Celeste Marie. That's who I get my analogies from, and didn't even realize it. So that's today. The only aspect going down on Monday. Let's go on to Tuesday. Tuesday, the moon will stay in Cancer, by the way. And I love it. I love it. I love it. It's going to be in Cancer, but then around about 6:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon goes into Leo. Right? But before that, the moon being in Cancer will trine Neptune. Don't you love it? We talk about this a couple of times, though. I tried to put a different spin on it each and every time, or I intuit whatever it is the spirit wants to tell me. So bust this. With the moon in Cancer, trining, which is harmony, with Neptune, Neptune being in Pisces. Pisces and Cancer gets along because they're both water, right? Them coming together, them coming together is an awesome little pairing, like a dance in the sky. Have you ever seen a Cancer and a Pisces get along? It's an interesting pairing up of sorts, right? In any vibration, whether it's the moon and Neptune, whether it's a black woman and a white woman, whether it's a black man and a Chinese man. The bottom line is this: there's a flow. There's an absolute flow that kind of goes along, and they respect each other, with Cancer always leading, though, and Pisces not really minding that they're being led. So let me express that and how this comes up with the moon, again, being the feels and the expression, the feels, Feels, and Neptune being imagination, confusion, delusion, escapism, art and music, right? When there's a trine, though, it's a reflection of it being utilized in the best way possible. You dig? So the bottom line is this. When the moon and Neptune gets together tomorrow, should you tap into some music? Should you tap into your artistry? Should you do your best to clear away the cobwebs out of your mind? I suggest, and out of your heart, I suggest. Right? I wrote down here, intuit the nourishment you need to receive. How do you feed you? That's a real motherfucking question. How do you feed you? Neptune, and I've said this before on YouTube. If you want to join us, go on over to Sonia Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. But I've said this before. Neptune and Pisces have been saving our lives. And I swear to goodness, we need to bow down and thank them. Thank her, thank it, whatever the vibration is and the gender related to it. The bottom line is that with Neptune being in Pisces, Neptune is Pisces' planet. So it's home. And the bottom line is it's been kind of swimming and swerving and about us in a way in which when we get in these tight spaces, it reminds us who God is. When we start to get a little dusty and dry and coughing for culture and for nourishment and for creativity, it says, here you go. I'm going to give it to you. Pisces is the energy itself is never really on time, is never really there when you want it, but always on time. It's led by spirit. It's led by the ethereal. It's led by what we can't see. And that unnerves a lot of people that need proof, a lot of people that are cerebral, a lot of talkers, a lot of researchers. Why? Because they are fueled and or prompted by answers and information. And there's nothing wrong with information. But here's the deal. I'll bet you $99 in this moment in time that half the things in our universe, probably more than half, we can't explain. So Neptune's job is to take what's unexplained and keep us alive and usher us through. So we're not hungry for the explanation. So when the moon and Neptune gets together in that way, we feel okay not to have the explanation. Does that make sense? We feel okay to be led in artistic ways, just so we can what? Breathe that day. Just so we can what? Feel good about ourselves that day. Just so we can nourish and satiate those places in which we don't necessarily on a daily basis think about. Like for real. Whether it's physical places in our body, like are you always thinking about your lungs? Are you always thinking about your spleen? Are you always thinking about the fact that, God damn, my back has been hurting me a little bit and I need to stretch it out? Or do you push through the pain? When Neptune and the moon come together, it's like feel these feelings through. Feel these feelings through and allow the lotion, allow the ethereal, allow the understanding of Neptune as it wants to just, calm our insides in places that we don't know exist. Let it get on us so we can open up to what wants to be released, because it's water. I hope this makes sense. I really hope this makes sense to somebody out there, because I just went into a whole poetic bag. And if it doesn't, ask questions. I'd appreciate that, but put the question mark in front and behind the sentence, all right? Like in Spanish, because the girl can't see. Tomorrow, also the moon. Is that in Cancer? Nope. Yes, it is. Cancer moon will be opposition of Pluto going retrograde. I had to remember that Pluto was in Capricorn. And I was like, well, if it's in Capricorn, it definitely is opposite the moon in Cancer, because Cancer and Capricorn is opposition in astrology. In nurturing you, settling into your emotional security, reclaim your power and the power to transform by feeding your heart. It's all about the heart this week, y'all. It's all about your emotional security. It's all about how you make yourself and others around you feel nourished and complete from the inside out. You dig? Thank you for coming over here, Instagram. Please join us on YouTube at Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. I'm so glad that you joined us. I really am. Right? So bust that. If we understand this Cancer energy that I'm like alluding that y'all really get on you, research it. I'm not going to tell you every single thing about Cancer energy. I'm not going to tell you every single thing about astrology for sure, because it's way too much information that y'all getting for free. So goddamn, look it up and get what Cancer is really all about, as it's doing its best to try to balance out again Pluto in Capricorn going retrograde, causing mom freaking havoc. Havoc on things. Remember, Pluto is about death. This is my reason for saying that. Pluto is about death. Pluto is about destruction. Pluto is about power. Pluto is about intimidation. You understand? Pluto is a little ass planet in which they're trying to deplanet her. That's not a word, but they're trying to take away her planetary shit. And actually, I still believe that Pluto is a planet. I mean, really. In any case, I always nickname her as the Tasmanian devil. And the Tasmanian devil just comes in my mind's eye, in my analogy way of putting it, it comes in and wrecks shop, just to wreck shop and to create something different afterwards when the dust settles. So with Pluto going retro right now, back into Capricorn, in which it's been since 2008, there's been a lot of wrecking shops. Do you agree? So now that moon tomorrow is trying to shine its little light, its little fields, its little universal emotional understandings in Cancer to go, I know your structures are being blown up again. I know you are seeing your faults. I know you are seeing your powerless ways. I know you are seeing how you are stuck and cannot change and cannot, again, create new rules and structures for yourself to move forward into this new age. The moon is saying, but I need you to be a little lighter on yourself. Give yourself some compassion, some self-care, some understanding, some food. At the very least, a nice little thick, sandwich of sorts to just make you feel good, like I did, and went and got some soul food. Anything that can make you feel easy on yourself, because you may feel like, it's just not moving the way I want it to move right now. I can't reclaim my power the way I used to. You know how you used to squirrel back in the day when you were young, like younger than like before the babies, BC, before your heart was really broken, and how there was this exuberance. And I've been praying on this too, y'all, to be honest with you. There was this exuberance that we had because in our young 20s, we don't have too much fear on some level because we haven't lived a thing. You get what I'm saying? As we get older, we have less and less enthusiasm to change things, to destroy things in the best way, to create better parts of life, to recreate ourselves. Okay, I don't want to be a dancer. I want to be a goddamn barista. Okay, I don't want to be a barista. I want to be a goddamn model. You understand what I'm saying? As we get older, sometimes we feel, this is a long explanation, but thank you, Spirit, for giving it to me. Sometimes we feel a little less apt to tap into that jubilant way of transforming our lives and feeling the power that we know that we were given when we were born. You get what I'm saying? And we lose it sometimes. Oftentimes, maybe for a day, maybe for 16 years, maybe for the rest of your life. This moon leaning on Pluto going retrograde tomorrow is saying, yo, be easy on you and do yourself a favor to heal certain parts of your heart and your emotional body that can help you to reclaim the power that's already in you, that's been in you forever, to redirect, right? The joy and the exuberance to build and create something else. Does that make sense? Thank you, Bijou. Does that make sense? I really hope so. Again, long explanation, but maybe it was worth it. Maybe I should take a sip. On Wednesday, that would be June 21st, the moon goes into, I should say, the moon is already in Leo that day, right? And then the sun goes into Cancer at 10:58. Oh, I think on Instagram on my little snippet, I put 10, or I said 10:48. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. 10:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be sliding into Cancer season. Happy summer solstice for you. Did you know that the summer solstice and the winter solstice are both led by the opposite signs? And the spring equinox and the fall equinox are led by opposite signs. Did y'all catch that? Anybody know over here in the village what the spring equinox sign is and the fall equinox sign, respectively, please? I like to quiz everybody every now and again. If you know on Instagram, that's cool. I love for you to say that. What it is, what you think it is. All right, Medea got the spring equinox is absolutely led by that Aries energy, and the fall equinox, ding, 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 ding. Medea got it, is led by Libra, because there are four cardinal signs in the sky, four leaders in the zodiac. That's Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, all led by the equinox moments and the solstice moments. Did you learn you something today? I'm just saying. I hope you did. So, yeah, happy summer solstice led by the summertime. Cancer energy led by what? The heart, the breast, the heart, the chest. And what I mean by that, the breast and the chest, is the hope and heartedness of who we are. Cancer energy is that mother energy, is that familial energy. Cancer energy is the leader of anything emotional people think and have thought in the past. And I will continually bring this up into this world is different. That Cancer energy, i.e., feelings, tears, okay? The washing of things is a weakness on some sort. We were taught that, right? Because it is a feminine energy on some level, right? And it doesn't promise to give us material gain. It doesn't promise to make us look big and bad and absolutely dope and popping our collar and fancy and shit. It's not superficial in that way, and not to diminish any of those things. But Cancer energy is deep, deep in the heart, the soul. It promotes that we feel. It promotes Cancer energy that we take care of one another. It promotes that our family is absolutely number one, good, bad, and indifferent. That's Cancer energy. You get what I'm saying? And hit the thing about that soft space, that underbelly kind of space, is that people are vulnerable. When you fucking with my family, when you fucking with my heart, when you fucking with emotions, when you fucking with my food, when my home, my foundation, that's a vulnerable space to be in for anybody, regardless of what sign you are. So oftentimes people run away from that vibration because it has to lend to some type of vulnerability, some type of feminine strength. You better get that right, D King. You understand? But as you already know, the world is changing. Slowly but surely, it's changing. They want to call it divine feminism, divine masculine. Okay, whatever title you want to put it on. But spirit is like, y'all need more heart down there. On that fucking rock, y'all need to feel your way through some things. So if you're feeling a little uncomfortable during Cancer season, possibly maybe you need to cry. If you're feeling a little uncomfortable, possibly maybe you need to do some stretches with your back, with your chest. Do some yoga, breathe into your heart space so you can release what's been really, really calcified. And what's been broken down, or I should say, what's been hardened to say that you can't feel. You can't connect in that way. You look weak if you do. I'm just saying. We need to pay attention to what's happening on the news. We need to pay attention to all these other things. I'm going a little out of sorts explaining Cancer energy, doing my best to put it into a everyday kind of feeling conversation. You did? It's necessary. You have questions? Please ask. I appreciate y'all being here on YouTube and on Instagram. Come on over to the family, though. Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. On Wednesday, that Cancer energy will hit nice and strong. And when it does, best believe Oh, that's the only quincux. Okay. So let me back that up, because before it goes into Cancer, gave y'all my just explanation. And Squirrel, I do my best to try to do different explanations, because y'all know I've been on this thing for a couple of years now. I don't like to say the same things over and over and over again. So that's just a different explanation. Y'all can get other explanation of Cancer energy somewhere else. Be the student of your life, okay? The bottom line, before it went into Cancer, though, I missed this. Before it went into Cancer, it was in Gemini, of course, naturally, and it quincux that Pluto thing. So let's really back up, because I was talking heavily about Pluto for Tuesday as it's going into opposition with that Cancer moon, right? But on Wednesday, before the sun goes into Cancer and really solidifies that relationship with the moon being in Cancer and Pluto, it's actually going to throw it off a little bit. The sun being in Gemini is going to throw that Pluto off, going to throw that power thing off that I was just talking about, right? And it's going to ask that you do your best to get ready. Get ready. The irritation is like, oh my God, I got to sit with my feelings again. That's the irritation. The sun in Gemini at that time, before it goes into Cancer, will quincux Pluto going retrograde, right? So the feeling is, oh, I got to feel a little, I got to apologize. I got to explain my heart. I got to tell people, I got to shine. I got to give hugs now. I don't want to be judgmental, but I'm always weary of somebody that don't like to give hugs. And I mean, maybe they got their own story. I'm really not trying to be judgmental. But if you are, say a quick prayer, hold your breath, and hug people. The medicine and hugs is crazy. But with that sun in Gemini, quincux and Pluto, it's like, I'm going to lose my power, Pluto, if I hug. I'm going to lose my power if I go into these emotions. I don't know. So it feels like you're sliding down the tunnel. I don't want to go into Cancer season. Don't be reluctant. Don't do it. Cancer season is awesome. The smooth, emotional, intuitive glare of the sun refuses the path of the new power, which is love. Cancer, the new power. So don't, let it be. Don't let it do that, is what I said. Trying to reconfigure my sentences here. Love yourself in new places. Love yourself in new personal structures. Love yourself in those ways. 111, everybody. Hey, I love it. I've been seeing 111 a lot lately. You get that? So on Wednesday, before the sun actually goes into Cancer, you may feel kind of crunchy of wanting to feel, because maybe it's taking you off your square a little bit and taking the power away from you. Don't let it do that. Just fall into the love, y'all. Fall into the love. On Wednesday, that moon, is in Leo. It will quincux another crunchy feel, another frustration, another irritation, Saturn. Well, the moon in Leo is big, right? It's magnanimous. It's an energy of generosity. It's an energy of courage and of will. It's the energy of like coming at you like I don't give a hell. That's that fire, that fiery emotional feel. Well, it's gonna be a little irritating to Saturn's energy, and Saturn's energy in Pisces is like, yo, can we just work? Can we just do what we came here to do? There's no sweat. You ever see a Pisces work? I have way too many Pisces in my life. I swear to goodness, if I run them all down, y'all be like astonished. But Pisces, when it works, Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, when it works as if it's not really hard. Even though it may be hard to them on the inside, it looks effortless and it looks like shape shifting, watery move. I'm just going to work and I'm going to get there when I get there, and I'm going to figure it out as I figure it out, and I'm going to lay the bricks when I lay the brick. But at the end of the day, it'll be done. Trust and believe. So there's this weird kind of confrontation, irritation, frustration. That's a quincux of the moon and Saturn, because Saturn wants to do its work as it's doing its work. You understand what I'm saying? It needs to feel spirit. It needs to work with spirit. It needs to work with how to be disciplined and putting these boundaries up. It'll get there when it gets there. But that moon in Leo, that expression, that kick-ass lion energy is like, get it now. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. And I feel guilty for it, to be quite honest with you, in a sense that there's this urgency to want to get to where we need to get to right now. Anybody else feeling that? Yes, y'all. There's this urgency to like, first of all, Ooh, that's a whole nother thought pattern, Spirit. You really want me to go there? First of all, everybody's being hit with blow, blow, blow. What I mean by that, one day it's somebody's leaving the planet. The next couple of days is happy. The next day after that, somebody's being asked to be evicted from their place. Next couple of days is cool. And then after that, somebody's child is, knock on wood, going through a health crisis or whatever. You get what I'm saying? The bottom line is that it feels like on some level we can't catch a break out this bitch. Anybody? So the urgency is to get to happy as quick as possible. The urgency is with the moon in Leo on Wednesday, Queen Cuxton, Saturn's Pisces, right? It's like, yo, can we just get past this discipline moment, Pisces? Because Leo feels like it can bully Pisces energy. It really, really does. But please understand this, that it can't. Pisces is too genius to be bullied. You understand what I'm saying? Bullies of any kind on any level, especially as it comes through Leo energy, is so earthly, it's so mundane, it's so low level, it's so egotistical, right? On a big level, right? But that Saturn and Pisces is like, you're not bullying me into doing shit. I could do whatever I want to do because I'm Pisces. And even though I'm in Saturn and that's discipline and structure, I'm going to move this discipline and structure the way the fuck I want to move it. Y'all understanding me? Realizing everything is not about you can throw off your lessons and discipline. Don't be a brat. That's the message for Wednesday when that moon is Queen Cuxton Saturn. Don't be a brat when things are not going your way. Saturn got this shit. Trust and believe. You understand? Your life is going exactly the way it needs to. Whenever we need to move or do something different, don't you always get woken up in the middle of the night or something will hit you upside of your head? I bet you it does, but then there may be a part of you that either pays attention or don't pay attention. How many times have you not paid attention? That's the point. Don't get it upside your head. Just go with the flow. Also, this has to be said, on Wednesday, that moon is also square in Jupiter. So try not to look a gift horse in the mouth is the real situation. If you going up against Saturn structures and shit, now all of a sudden you mad because you don't have the blessings, Jupiter. Now all of a sudden you mad because it seems like somebody is blocking your way, Jupiter. You get what I'm saying? Maybe not. Maybe the gifts are right there. Maybe you asking, blavity.org, by the way. Bow. Maybe you asking for gold and silver when absolutely the gold and silver is in this gosh darn cup, which is water out this motherfucker. Something that you need literally to clear your brain to get the gold and silver. The bottom line is that when the moon is square in Jupiter on that day on Wednesday, you're already trying to be irritated by Saturn shit, right? And its limitations and all. Well, Jupiter is like, now it's like, now the moon in Leo is being that brat and saying, I don't even have my gold and silver. You got water, motherfucker. Like you got water. Clear out your brain. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. The bottom line is all your blessings are in front of your face. Whether they can be accessed or right now or not, it's up to you and your guides, your angels, your ancestors. They'll give it to you when it's time. Make sense? You pushing through with that moon and Leo, being a bully about shit, being courageous and willful because you want your way. You want to be a brat. You want to find ego to unlock your blessings. Jupiter, that ain't gonna work. Don't y'all know being human is a blessing in a way in which we get to intuit and interpret what they are actually saying. When we start to override what's being said, then we take the blessing that we've given and turn it on its head. Now we think we top shit over spirit, over the divine order of things. Listen, I check myself almost every hour on what I just said. I'm just saying it ain't easy, but it's a real thing to think about. Being human is a blessing, Maya. Thank you for quoting me. She's so cute. Okay, keeping it going. Because we only on Wednesday. I'm trying not to look at the time. Okay, Mercury sextiles Mars. Now that's a little that's something else, right? Because here you have again staying in alignment with that day. The sun just went into Cancer. All this energy is coming on summer solstice, right? We're a little irritated by the fact that, we're being thrown off our square and power structures. We're a little irritated. The moon is a little irritated. The feelings are a little irritated by Saturn shutting shit down, questioning our boundaries and fears and shit like that. Also, the moon is questioning our blessings, being a brat, looking to gift to us in the mouth. But now Mercury says the brain wants to come over and take over and say, but it's an alignment with how I move, though. Here's the thing, make them separate. What I just talked about with Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto and all of that shit, they are outside planets, which have nothing to do with the inside of things. And what I mean, the inside, Mercury, Venus, and Mars are inside planets that deal with personal power. My suggestion on Wednesday, if you're thinking a thing, write about it. If you are Mercury, is about communication, about talking, about writing, about planning. You understand? Mars is about movement, motivation, execution, and sex. The bottom line is that if you're thinking about a thing in your personal life, move on it. In regards to restrictions and Saturn shit and Jupiter shit, you might want to put on the back table or in another perspective or in another viewfinder. Y'all hearing me? You can't bring the two together. Mercury coming together with Mars looks like, I'm thinking I need to organize my closet. Mars says, get your ass up and do it. Movement, motivation. You get that? I'm thinking of Mercury. I should write a script about X, Y, and Z. Mars says, okay, sit at your desk, clean it off, and do it. You get that? Keep it different and separate from what Saturn and Pluto and all of that is going through. Because if you put them together, it's going to be a hodgepodge of ego. It's going to be an ego pie. On Wednesday, the moon, though, in Leo is coming together with Venus in Leo. So that helps with Mercury and Mars, right? Because there's some passion right there. That's a lot of passion and expression. So it is a good day to express yourself. Because remember, Leo is all about creativity. Leo is all about expression. So the bottom line is bring the expression together on Wednesday. Bring the passion and the love and the emotional fortitude together, the will to say, I'm going to write that bomb ass song and it's going to be the next number one hit. You get what I'm saying? And then Mars says, yes, let's go ahead and do it, as opposed to being afraid of what you're afraid of. Saturn, opposed to not realizing, I didn't get my blessings. Jupiter. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about that. It'll come back around for us. Just do what needs to be done in the moment at hand. And that's be creative and passionate. Think about it, talk about it on Wednesday, and stay right there in your lane. So in another time, in another couple of days, in a week, now you can bring the two together, the discipline and the blessings that come together. I hope y'all understand my poetry. On the real, it seems real clear to me, but sometimes it can be a little bit all over the place for some, and they don't get it. And if you don't get it, ask questions. I'll do my best to assist and to clarify. On Thursday is the day. Oh, I said the day to think and move. The moon will be in Leo again, right? Or as well. And it will conjunct Mars. So there you go. The feeling, the expression will continue on Wednesday and Thursday. It is about feeling that thing and moving on it. It is about will. I love Leo for the will, the will. I sound all crazy to myself. Excuse me. I love Leo's power, willful power. I always joke about this in any of them. A couple of village huts that I've done. I always joke about the fact that Leo energy could be like, I want to meet Oprah Winfrey. And the next thing you know, next 5 days, 10 days, maybe 10 years, they meet Oprah Winfrey. It's a will that Leo energy has. It has no idea how it's going to get a thing. It doesn't have the details like Virgo. It doesn't have the practical understanding like Taurus and Capricorn does. Leo says, I want it. And just that feeling of I want it, it finds its way to them. You get that? It finds its way to the thing, the person, the vibration that allows it or wants it or accepts it. So the moon in Leo is in conjunction, meaning the same sign as Mars on Thursday. You better will that thing. Will it to you, whatever it may be that makes you feel good about you. Also on Thursday, the moon being in Leo will sextile Mercury. Oh shit. So that moon in Leo, that willful thing, slightly egotistical. Yeah, cuidado, be careful of that. In conjunction to Mars is also in a sextile, which is harmony to Mercury. So how I think too. Oh, that Mercury Gemini goes, yo, let's do this thing. I got the information, cuz. I got the information. I got the people on deck. I can call this one in the Rolodex, this one in the, y'all remember Rolodex? I call this one in my Rolodex, this one in my Rolodex. That's Mercury Gemini for you, right? Sitting right nice with the moon in this expression. You got all the understanding, all the information, all the social ability, all the superficial understanding of things. So we don't have to go too deep. What did he say? How did he say it? And taking things sensitively, although the sun is in Cancer. So you are going to feel the sensitivity. But at the same time, when it comes to executing some things, when it comes to that Mars, when it comes to Mercury, thinking about it, when it comes to the moon, expressing it, it's all about feeling it, getting the plan and putting it out there to the world. You want to start something that day? You want to start something on your social that day? You want to release a song that day? You want to tell people how dope you are that day? This is Thursday. You dig? Now, here's a little, what they say? Click in the chain, something in the chain. Something happening to the chain in the bike. The bottom line, here's a little, the moon in Leo, that's sextiling Mercury, already said that. That's in conjunction with Mars, already said that. It's also squaring Uranus, which is interesting. Uranus, my anus. Everybody's anus, okay? And Uranus is about independence and about the weird, the unusual, right? The change of things. On some level, this expression that you may have that day or may feel so magnanimous in putting out in the world, right? It may not look different because Uranus is being fought up against. Swap, swap, swap. It got to be the same or some semblance of what we used to do. Is that a good or a bad thing? I don't know. It depends on what you're trying to promote. It depends on what you're trying to will in your life. You're trying to will something new, will something a little bit different than what you used to do, but some of the same, it's on you. The bottom line is that it will fight. The moon, the expression of Leo, will fight anything that's incredibly 180 degrees different, contrary to what it's thinking about. So that's not a new day to introduce new. That's not a good day to introduce new ideas because you're going to fight yourself on it. Try to refry some shit at the very least, or accept the fact that that may not be the day, just to get the information together and then refry it another day. Make sense? Ask questions. If it don't, y'all better get this out. I'm trying to tell you, as a girl is on a roll today, and I'm only drinking water. I'm only drinking water. Friday. The moon goes into Virgo on Friday. And at 6:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? That moon in Virgo will that moon in Virgo will sextile the sun because the sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Virgo and they get together. Really right nice, right? It's about shining in a detailed kind of way. So now if this energy of shining, emotionally speaking, with your family pairs up with the moon in Virgo, maybe you can service a family member. Maybe you can help somebody out. I always say, honestly speaking, I always say, whenever we're going through something in some kind of way, especially emotional situations, it's always good to get your mind off of what you're going through oftentimes and go and assist someone else. Go volunteer down the street at a hospital or an elderly home. Or if you have your own family members that need your assistance, that's that day. You get it? Because the sun is about Cancer and love and family and big hearts. And the moon is about that Virgo, service oriented, the nurse kind of feel, the one who's cleaning up all the details that everybody left straggling. You dig what I mean? The one to clean it all up. That's a good day to take your mind off your own shit and help somebody else and allow their appreciation to get on you and feel better about your life if you need it that day. You get that? Keeping it pushing because I think I'm talking too much. Am I talking too much? Let me know. Let me know. Thank y'all for coming over on Instagram. This has been the most people that's sticking with me on Instagram. Y'all must have some time. Oh, today's a holiday. Happy Juneteenth. Y'all have nothing to do. There you go. But thank you for being here. And if you like what you hear, this resonates with you, come on over to YouTube, please, at Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. The link is accessible in the bio. I appreciate you. I really, 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 really do. Never too much. Danielle, don't have me singing Never Too Much by Lufa. Don't have me singing that now. You know everything is a song. Okay, here we go. Friday, the moon being in Virgo will opposition Saturn. Try not to deny the details of your fear and your lessons, okay? So, real simply put, I'll just say it like this. That moon in Virgo is always looking for details, but the moon in Virgo is always looking for perfection as well. So this is a weird little mashup, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Saturn is all about showing you where you fucked up. Saturn is all about showing where again, need your restrictions, your limitations, your lessons, your fear. And if the moon is in Virgo, Virgo energy, I'm just saying, they're not really good at being checked. They're not really good at that energy and the people. Whenever the moon is in Virgo, that means you can feel this way too, is the point, because it can get on you. It's in the sky, right? So this is not just for Virgo people. This is for everybody that day. The moon in Virgo doesn't like to admit when it's wrong. Why? Because Virgo energy does not like to be wrong. It feels like it has enough logic and enough information to rationalize and justify whatever fuck ups it does. You know what I mean? So if our emotional nature that day is in a particular sign in Virgo, right? It's emotionally looking to deflect any imperfections that's coming in. But you up against Saturn, though. You are opposition Saturn. Saturn is always going to put the light on your fuck ups, cuz. So the point of the matter is, on that day, see what you're doing and what you're not doing. Don't deny too much shit. Please and very please, because then you'll find yourself in this weird ass carousel of rationalizing shit. I'm gonna say it quite simply, talking in circles, y'all. When that moon is up against Saturn, there's a way in which we can talk in circles. That moon being in Virgo, you understand what I mean? Up against that Saturn in Pisces, talking in circles, trying to figure out who's the fault of what. Eat it. Sometimes you just got to say, my bad. My bad. I hear you. I feel you. I understand you. That's what the sun in Cancer wants to say. So once you say, my bad, I see the restrictions. My bad, I see the fear. The sun in Cancer can go, I'm so glad you did, baby. Now I can love you up and give you the emotions that you need. Does that make sense? Thank y'all on YouTube for all the thumbs up and the likes that you're giving me. I appreciate you, because it lets this algorithm know that I'm doing my job. I really, really, really do appreciate you. Thank you for coming in on Instagram. If any of this information resonates with you on this wonderful Juneteenth, this Freedom Day that we've been given in our hearts and our mind and our soul, please give me a little donation via PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. It's in the information on my in the box on what you call this? YouTube. Oh, I got something in my mouth. Okay, last aspect on Friday. Ooh, likes it. Likes it. You know why? Because Jupiter is in what? Jupiter's in Taurus. That's what I'm saying. Jupiter is in Taurus and the moon is in Virgo. So here's the thing. That's a trine. That's a situation in which they like one another. So let's go back to what I just said, just to stay with the story and the analogy. If you do ante up, if you do realize you're bad, if you do take accountability for your emotional response to things, if you do, possibly, maybe, you'll learn a lesson, because that's what Saturn is saying. Please do that thing. But you'll also possibly maybe connect with your Jupiter, with the Jupiter, with your abundance, with your prosperity, with these opportunities. Case in point, quick example. You know what? I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson. My bad. That was me that ran over your flowers. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do all of that thing. I mean, it was just in the way. In the way? Well, I mean, I got in the way of your flowers. My bad. Mr. Johnson says, it's all right, Sonja. I get it. I get it. I get it. Since you admitted to that thing, come on over to my house tonight. I got some soul food for you. The Cancer in me is happy and doing a happy Cancer greedy dance. The blessing, the Jupiter, the Skittles. You get what I'm saying? Take accountability on that day. And maybe Mr. Johnson will give you some soul food. I'm just saying. And guess what? On Saturday, the moon will be in Virgo still, giving you an opportunity to emote and or connect with all the details you may have missed the day before or a couple of days before. But there are no aspects on Saturday. Not near one. Not settle. So just the moon is in Virgo, loving up with Cancer and everything, right, nice and service-like and emotional and understanding and giddy. Because when Cancer and Virgo get together, it's so giddy. It's like frolicking. So frolic on Saturday, all right? Lastly, Sunday, the moon at the top of the day will be in Virgo, but then it's going to go into Libra at 6:57 p.m., I think. I didn't put p.m. or a.m. here in my notes, but I believe it's p.m., if I'm not mistaken. The moon being in Virgo will square Mercury and Gemini. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh, that's a slow version of it. The moon in Virgo squaring that Gemini Mercury on Sunday. My little note I put was watch your tongue because you might deny what comes out. Again, remember that moon in Virgo don't like to be accountable. But here comes Mercury saying, but we have all the information. How you not going to want to be accountable for some shit that was already in your notes? Some things you already saw. The bottom line is that moon in Virgo doesn't want to emote it nor recollect it. Again, wants to deny the information that Mercury and Gemini wants to put out there. You dig what I'm saying? I'm just saying, own up to it. Don't let it fight. Virgo and Gemini are absolutely ruled by the same planet. Y'all know that, right? Mercury. So on some level, they do agree. It's how they utilize information. Just don't fight how the information is utilized. Being that the moon in Virgo wants to, make it detailed, make it right, make it perfect for anybody and everybody involved. Where Mercury and Gemini is like, I just have information. Like, it's just information. It's superficial. We can pivot on a dime whenever we want. We can say it's right. We can say it's not right. We can negotiate as we go along, but I'm not standing true to any of the information because Gemini knows that information is always changing. Virgo knows that it wants to take the information and stand solid on it because it's Earth. Does that make sense? So when they fight and where to put the information, that's the square. That's the confrontation. That's the blow up. I heard somebody just go, oh, maybe in the village over here on YouTube. Also on Sunday, the moon in Virgo will opposition Neptune. Take a moment to daydream and then make those visions practical. Utilize that Virgo moon. It's not all bad. I'm just picking out information that has to do with the aspect. Here's the deal, though. The moon, when it's opposition is not necessarily challenging like squares are, right? Oppositions, you just need to find some balance, some reverence, some understanding in one over the other in any given time. And when the moon is in Virgo, it absolutely wants to be able to emote and to express in a practical way. Whereas Neptune in Pisces is like, whatever, motherfuckers, willy-nilly out there just dreaming, escaping. So find a way to utilize the escapism and make it practical when you need. Make sense? Yes, y'all. Y'all here with me, you two? Everybody in the village is here? I'm pushing through this. We're going to get to the sample readings in a minute. Trying my best not to look at the time, but it's been an hour already. Okay, trying to make it fast. Here's the deal. On Sunday as well, this is the last thing I'll say. Oh, no, that's important. The moon, when it goes into Libra, it will, when the moon is in Virgo, when the moon is in Virgo, it will trine Pluto because Pluto is in Capricorn going backwards, right? So find somebody to come around, use that practicality to bring balance, or I should say to bring harmony to your power. Use Virgo's practicality to bring power or find balance and bring light to your power. How you're trying to redistribute and reclaim your power. I'm going to leave that like that. The last thing I want to say, though, about Sunday is that Mercury squares Neptune. Mercury squares Neptune. So be careful of any confusion that you may be feeling, right? Neptune brings up confusion oftentimes because Neptune really, I like to say this to people that I read too. And by the way, if you want to read in, please hit me up on my website, Wordlife Astrology, wordlifeastrology.com. Or y'all can hit the link in the bio down here in the description box on YouTube. I appreciate that. But Neptune deals with confusion when it does not pay attention to the intuition. Neptune's real power is about the ethereal, right? Neptune's real power is about intuition. Not real power, but it's positivity. It's positive power. It's about the intuition, the unseen, especially when it's in Pisces on the other side in our universe, right? When you're not paying attention to your intuition, when you're not paying attention to the information that's coming through, when you are finding way too many details and you're just trying to shut down that shit, you can get really, really confused. That's when that part of Neptune comes up. You get confused, you get a little deluded, you see one thing but hear another thing. On Sunday, it's a little bit of a cuidado moment. Because all week long, we're prepping to open our heart. All week long, we're being asked to look at these structures and these and the fears, and just go back in the video on YouTube here. Anyway, go back and see the things that are challenging. So we get to Sunday and we go, wait, what? The moon is absolutely opposition that, and it's squaring that, and we can get cloudy. We can. We absolutely can get cloudy if you allow it. Pay attention to the intuition that's coming through so you don't get cloudy. Stand true on what it is you know intuitively, as opposed to what you think it should be. That's where the confusion comes in. I hope that makes sense, baby bubba. Baby bubba. Yo, if you've been holding on for an hour and some change and you want a quick little read, please put up your time. Nope, I always say that. Half the time I say that. Your rising, your sun, and your moon sign. I'd appreciate that there. Hi, Shamia. What's going on, my Cancer sister? It's our time, girl. It's our time. I can't wait for Costa Rica. I want to go tomorrow. Yes, we're going to Costa Rica for our 6th annual, believe it or not, 6th annual Wordlife Astrology Retreat on July 24th through the 29th. Yep. I can't wait. Kimberly Offord, how you doing, honey? You have a Pisces, so a Pisces sun, Leo rising, and moon in Gemini. You did a full reading for me a few years ago. Oh, I did? I remember your name. Nobody on YouTube want to read today? I got 2 people on Instagram, and we're going to go for it. Anybody on YouTube, my family, my village over here, I'd appreciate if you can put it on up. Your sun, your moon, your rise, if you want a reading. I'm going to fly through this part, and I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a card of reading, the tarot card, and then bank on out of this bitch. What's up, Kimberly? Here we go. She has a Cancer, Pisces sun, Leo rising, and Gemini moon. That's interesting. Pisces sun, Leo rising, and Gemini moon. So I've noticed doing readings, because I've done this for quite some time now, for over 15 years. And I've noticed when Pisces Leo gets together, it's like steam, right? Because Pisces being water and Leo being fire, but it's a particular type of steam. When that Leo energy on your rise is protecting, Kimberly Offord, your sun in Pisces, it's doing its best to go out there, being courageous, being expecting the world, sometimes having your ego protect you from all things. But then the Pisces in you can be so not only watery, but I always think of Pisces water as finding the cracks to go through. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody or any village hut students or members. Pisces is so pliable, so mutable, so and watery that it will find its way to get through the fire, is my point, which will create the steam. Leo on the rise can't hold back Pisces sun enough to be truthful with you, right? It does its best by showing its ego, by being a little what you say, by being willful, by being willful, by being generous, by being gregarious. But Pisces says, actually, I don't want to do any of that, and I'm just gonna slip through the cracks and show you my emotion and show you where I'm going, show you my passive aggression, show you my big old heart. And the Leo energy is like, wait, hold on, wait, don't do all of that too much, too quickly. Kimberly Orford, I hope this makes sense to you, sweetie pie, my poetic way of sharing. Is that oftentimes that Pisces energy, and maybe this is just for you because it is your read, needs to come out and come through. That Leo energy wants to soften a little bit, baby, because it can't hold back your true compassion any longer. It can't hold back the soft places in your life any longer, and those soft places in your heart. You understand what I'm saying? Otherwise, it'll turn into steam, to a steam that will burn anybody and everybody around it. Does that make sense? Somebody said over here, almost like quiet rebellion, Pisces squeezing through the cracks. Yes, Bijou. Village hut member, about to kiss you through this goddamn screen. Yes, Bijou. Did you get that from Bijou? It's almost like a quiet rebellion, she said, and I agree with that question mark. Yes, right. Bezos, right? Pisces squeezing through that crack, the crack of the track, or the track of the crack. So yeah, with the moon and Gemini too. Now here's the switch up, right? Because your expression, Kimberly offered, is very different. Not opposite, squaring the Pisces in you. So when you get mad, sad, happy, you just want to express some shit. Here comes Gemini moon, like I don't give a fuck. Here comes Gemini moon trying to negotiate. Here comes Gemini moon throwing in the mix some information, some lightheartedness, some Gemini energy, especially in the moon, is very, very surface in its feels. Feels. I keep saying that today. Fields, no, feels, right? It's very surface in its feels. So the bottom line with your moon expressing Gemini life with some deep ass Pisces energy that's trying to find the fire to make it steam. The moon, the expression coming through would be like, don't worry about anything that I just said and all that steam that's coming out. I apologize. Let's just keep it moving. Ooh. I'm saying that could save your life in the middle of Cambodia if you're stuck somewhere and you got to talk your way out of a situation. or it can make people feel around you that you're not connected to your emotional body. Like you act like you caring, because you are caring, you're a Pisces, right? But your moon comes off like, that makes sense. I'm gonna leave you alone. And there you have it. She said, absolutely. Is it absolutely? Oh, absolutely. No. One more person over here on Instagram, and then we're gonna push it on through. What it is, I am who? I am you. I am you. I am you. Are you me? No. EYEAMUE. Aries, your Aries sun with an Aquarius moon and a Cancer rising. Now, ain't that about something special right there? Mm-hmm. You know why I like that? A little bit of something, something? I'm going to tell you in a minute as I find a way to adjust my eyes and what's happening over here. What's going on, y'all? YouTube? Y'all hear me? Okay. Last little three-parter. I love the village so much. I could feel your patience because they're like, yeah, we used to this thing. Oh, I love it. Oh, Jay Walker, I didn't even see that. And Mystery Soccer, I've read both of y'all. You know that's true. Hold on a quick second, though. Let me get somebody over here who hasn't been read. Aries, Sun, Aquarius, Moon. Correct me if I'm wrong because you didn't specify whether it was Aries, Sun or not. I'm assuming Aries, Sun, Aquarius, Moon, and Cancer rising. Here's the thing. I am unique. EU. Oh, EU. That's your name. Honey bun, I'm sorry. I don't want to crack jokes and waste time, or I should say, try to get some kind of clarity by cracking jokes. You're welcome, Kimberly. So you mind if I just call you E? Let's just do that. This one-sided goddamn mirror camera situation sometimes. I don't know what's what sometimes, and I'm trying to figure out what people are and who they are. What's so interesting about that is that Cancer sun, my bad, that Aries sun is a square to your Cancer rising. That means you come off incredibly, incredibly emotional, caring, come off. Like people see you this way. Like this is the vibration, the aroma, the cologne on you. It's on the surface of you. You're rising as a Cancer. You get really good hugs. You take care of everybody's baby and their grandmama. You want to hug people. Like I said, you want to eat. Depending on who you are, that Aries will burn it off though, right? The bottom line is you appear to be a lot more nurturing and concerned about people's hearts than you really are. Now listen, I'm not making you out to be an asshole. I didn't say that. I didn't say you was an asshole. But it's very different than how Cancer energy cares in a very different way than what Aries cares. Aries cares in a way where it's touch and go. Because literally, that's how Aries lives his life. It can't stay in one situation for forever. It burns itself out because Aries is like a match. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, I'm here. I exhausted that. Okay, let's go to the next. Okay, I'm here. I love you. I exhausted that. Let's go to the next. With Cancer, energy has more staying power because the breasts are bigger. The heart is bigger. The stomach is bigger. It's about family. It encompasses. Cancer is possessive. You understand? So you come off, E, as being possessive with your heart, with your love, with your compassion, with your understanding. And then the Aries would be like, all right, enough of that. I'm out of here. I'm gone. Bottom line to that thing is, though, is to, in my opinion, since you put your information up, do your best to, how should I say this? Be a little bit more verbal. Be more verbal wherever that Mercury is in your chart. Be more verbal and be more communicative about how you're going to lend your heart out, right? Because your moon in Aquarius, your emotional nature, in which Cancer rules, right? So you showing up like Cancer, and it's going to go to your moon to go, okay, how you going to back me up out of this? How you going to agree with me to the moon sign? And your moon sign is Aquarius. And it's like, I don't agree with you, motherfucker. I agree with Aries all day and night. So the bottom line is that you show that you are this Cancer loving figure. And then the moon says, yeah, we actually don't like confrontation. Anything that comes up, we're going to bow out from. Actually, we don't necessarily like loving connectedly. We love detached like. I always joke about this. Aquarius will love their neighbors in a better way, in a more encompassing way, compassionate way than they will the people in their house. Why? Because Aquarius energy loves to be detached from feelings. It can't handle emotion. You get that? So you are an Aries with an emotional front and with your moon sign that deals with emotions that really don't want to be bothered. Communicate. Communicate that thing to the people that are around you so they know who you are. I'm not saying over-explain yourself, Ricky. I'm just saying communicate the fact that, possibly maybe you're going to get a different cat another day. Don't read what's on me. Watch my actions. That's what you might want to communicate. All right, I'm over that. I hope you understand, and I hope you got what you need to get out of that thing there. I'm going to move on over to, you don't have to be sorry, honey. It's all good. I tried to get your name, but it's all right. We settled on E. There you go. E, I hope that helped you, baby. All right, we're going to go over to YouTube real quick and just get one person, y'all. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm gonna go to my girl Bijou. Only because I'm just feeling. You're very, very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Only because I'm just feeling that she needs to be spoken to today with her sun in Aquarius, her Pisces rising, and her Taurus moon. And that's what I need to get at, is that Taurus moon. Again, this is going to be very different from the two readings that I just gave. You know why? Because I know Bijou. I know her virtually anyway, and she's been in the hut. And actually, I did meet you and touch you. I gave you a big old hug in a jacuzzi. She came to my house, y'all. Bijou. Okay, let me stop being excited. The sun in Aquarius, that Pisces rise, and then that Taurus moon, straight up and down. If y'all know, if anybody knows astrology, Taurus and Aquarius is a square. So her sun sign, who she is and how she emotes, is absolutely in opposition. That Pisces rise is doing its best to like be the mediator. That Pisces rise, she comes up, she's soft, she's amicable, she's understanding, she's compassionate. I was told just right in that moment, Bijou, to talk to that moon in Taurus. Why? Because there's a lot of Taurus energy going on in the sky right now. Uranus, Jupiter as well, and the North Node. And it's all sitting on top of your moon, if not too far away from it. Can you concur? You might be looking at your chart now and know your chart better than I do, Bijou. But it's around about the same kind of degrees. That means your emotional body is being worked over. Taurus energy does not like to change. Understand that. Taurus's energy, I tell you this much, its motto is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There you go. 2 degrees, your moon. 2 degrees moon in Taurus. Is that what it is? Okay. I'm not going to try to figure that out right now, but I hope this lands in some kind of way, because I was about to get in my head and get all cerebral and see your chart. I don't want to do that, but take what resonates, Bijou, and throw away the rest. Taurus doesn't like to move for anything. So her feelings, how she emotes, the karmic energy that needs to be, this is the point, the karmic energy that needs to be re-examined, understood, reworked on some kind of level is being probed. And if it's Taurus, it doesn't want to be probed. It's like probing the goddamn bull. You gonna walk around and probe a bull? I'm not, is the point. In your emotional nature, you're being probed to feel different, baby. You're being probed to feel different, to have a better quality of life, to stand up for yourself, to not be the martyr. While that goes against your Aquarius sun, who you are, there's the battle. You have to allow on some level for your emotional body to be changed for its better, to level up to where the Aquarius is about to take it. Does that make sense, Bijou? Make the needed changes in your emotional body. Even though Aquarius in you does not agree with it, the change is happening in your emotional body, so you can level up to the Aquarius part of it, and the Aquarius can say, okay, you look new and improve in your emotions. You look new and improve in your karmic understanding of things. You look new and improved in your relationship with women and your mother. So now let's handle it, this life, that's the it. Let's handle this differently from here on out. Does that make sense, Bijou? I'm definitely being nudged to stop being a martyr, but also to feel differently. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that I got that shit on point. And you told me. Anyway, it's a lot more challenging than what I'm pretending it to be truthful with you, because, because again, it's stubborn energy. It's very, very stubborn energy from both the Aquarius and the Taurus, right? But you're going to be moved. And when you are moved and you are prompt and that North Node gets a hold of it, it's saying, yo, this is the purpose, cousin. This is the reason why we have to do this, babe. So always look for the horizon, Bijou. All right, y'all. I'm done. Oops. I forgot to bring my deck, which means there's only 3 people left on Instagram. I'm going to shut y'all down, and I'm going to read the cards that's in my app here for everybody else on YouTube. Please forgive me. But if you'd like to know what that card is, the card for the week, come on over to YouTube at SonjaMarie's Wordlife Astrology page. At the end of every broadcast, I like to read a tarot card that gives us a vibration and a little movement, focus to where we're going. Thank you. Thank you again for being here. Thank you, Kimberly Orford. We'll see you over on YouTube. I'll wait for you for about 20 seconds, okay? Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page on YouTube. Click the link in the bio. Again, thank you for being here. Please support my channel, support all that I do, buy my book, all of that gosh darn stuff, okay? And love yourself. More importantly, above and beyond anything, that's what you could do for me. Love who you are so we can make this world better. Peace. See you in a minute. All right, y'all. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play My Sky Zoo. What you going to do? I'm going to play My Sky Zoo. All right. Any questions? Any concerns over here in the village? Bijou, I'm so glad that landed in some kind of way. And I appreciate you. You know I love you. I got a lot of stubborn energy. Oh gosh. Okay, I'm looking for question marks and see if I missed anything. Given Kimberly offered the 20 seconds I promised her. Nobody asked a question today, but I'm glad that y'all are here. Thank you for sharing this. If you haven't already, if you have already, please hit up the like, the thumbs up, the like, the situation, so they'll know I'm doing my job. And donate to the channel if you like. I appreciate that. The Venmo and the Cash App and the PayPal is in the description box below. Much love to you. And again, happy Juneteenth. Here's the message that we're going to go off with. Let me say a little quick prayer. Ooh. Is this appropriate? Do we need to turn on in? Where's that meditation coming from? Do we need to tap on in so we can see where we're going, intuit where we're going? Tune in, everybody. Make sense? Make sense? Let's read it. The woman in this image has a faint smile on her face. In fact, she's just watching the antics of the mind, not judging, not trying to stop them, not identified, just watching, as if they were traffic on the road or ripples on the surface of the pond. And the antics of the mind are slightly amusing as it jumps up and down and twists this way and that, trying to get your attention and seduce you into the game. To develop the knack of taking a distance from the mind is one of the greatest blessings. It is what meditation is all about, really. Not about chanting a mantra or repeating an affirmation, but just watching as if the mind belongs to somebody else. You are ready to take this distance now and watch the show without getting caught up in the drama. Indulge yourself in the simple freedom of turning in whenever you can, and the knack of meditation will grow and deepen in you. Ashe. Amen. Ashe. I hope that hits for y'all. I pray that any information that resonates hits you square in the heart so you can emote, so you can love differently, especially yourself and those that are around you. All right. Take time to tune on in, to not only meditate, but just to observe. That's a certain type of meditation. When oftentimes we sit in a room with friends and family and we don't have nothing to say, right? Taking a quick little verbal fast of our own and just watching the movements of people and situations and things that are said, promises that are made, things that are broken, and not judging it, just watching it. So you know how to flow in it, right? That's what water is really all about. That floating on, y'all. Much love to you. I pray that this week is an awesome week for you. Keep surfing, y'all. We got this thing. We got this thing. Much love to you. Adios.